Our next guest speaking out after learning the suspected killer of his 22-year-old daughter is a career criminal who should have been behind bars years ago. Suspect Alexander Dickey was arrested in May after allegedly killing Logan Federico during a home burglary in South Carolina. And we now know he has a lengthy rap sheet with nearly 40 arrests dating back more than a decade. Even after pleading guilty to burglary charges in 2023, he was able to roam free, being given a lighter sentence due to an apparent clerical error. Logan's father, Stephen Federico, joins me now to discuss. Stephen, what explanation were you given as to why this guy was still out on the streets?
Well, we were given two explanations. Actually three. One, first, that he served his time, which is 1,000% incorrect. The other was a couple weeks after Logan was killed, we received word from an investigative reporter that there was a fingerprint mishap, whether the fingerprints weren't sent to a sled, and then which was gut-wrenching enough. And then about a week later, we found out again from the investigative reporter that it actually happened twice with the same person, Dickey. So two instances where there was a fingerprint mishap kind of led to my daughter's future.
The Lexington County Sheriff's Office took a look at Dickey's prior fingerprinting records, said the following, quote, "We have reviewed all of Dickey's bookings and we were unable to determine if his prints were taken at the time of those additional in-custody bookings in 2014. It's possible the lack of prints associated with those bookings were the result of human or machine error." As a father, how do you even process the realization of how easily preventable the killing of your daughter ultimately was?
You know, listen, there was obviously, these were two of the biggest reasons, and there's more than a few people that have the blood of my daughter on her hands. Logan was taken because of opportunity, and that opportunity was given to a career criminal, which should never happen. And you know what? You can look back at the fingerprints in both scenarios, but at the end of the day, it took a background and a search through the investigative reporter. It took her 10 minutes to find out about all the other crimes he committed. So yeah, the fingerprints played a huge role in it, among other things. But at the end of the day, all somebody had to do was a search. Anybody associated with the arrest of Dickey could have looked up the fact that he was a 39-time, bad guy, 25 felonies. There was numerous reasons why he should have never been on the street. The fingerprints are huge. Obviously, it's a punch in the gut twice. But at the end of the day, all they had to do was their homework.
Do you find yourself wondering why there are so many steps along the way, it seems, to protect the criminal? I'm just adding up this guy's crimes over the course of his life. He should have been in jail for many lifetimes, not out on the streets, able to allegedly do what he did to your daughter. So do you find yourself wondering why there are so many steps along the way to protect the criminal and very little to protect innocent victims like your daughter?
Well, I mean, that's absolutely the case. We have a bad habit here in the United States of America to protect the wrong and leave the law-abiding citizens falling to the wayside. We have to learn something from this. We have to figure out the holes in the process. But one of the biggest holes in the process is there's so many people out there, DAs, judges, that are more concerned with how the criminals are treated rather than somebody like my daughter, who was just an innocent victim doing what she loved to do. So, there's things that need to change in our legal system. And the people that like Logan need to be kept a priority, not the people that are taking her life. It doesn't register with me. It doesn't register with her friends. It doesn't register with her brother, her mother. How somebody like this, who chose a career, if you look at his resume, I've said it from day one, his resume dictates who he was and where he belonged. We would have been doing him a service by putting him in a 4x8 cell for the rest of his life.
Sir, before we let you go, I want to focus on you for a moment. As a father of two little girls myself, I truly do not know how I would go on if something like this happened to them. Where do you, sir, get the strength to fight on every day in Logan's memory?
My strength comes from Logan. There may be a reason that I haven't found out why this happened, and I'm hoping it's that I can save more than one other life and one other family from going through this. But the strength comes from Logan. Everything I speak about, everything that comes out of my mouth is Logan. She's speaking for herself. Logan's mad. She's mad that her life was taken from her. She's not in a better place. This wasn't her time. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a disease that took her life. This was a career criminal who sentenced her to death. Okay, but the way we go on is we go Logan strong, and we fight for the future possible victims, and we do it through Logan's name.
Stephen Federico, thank you, sir. And thank you for doing what you're doing on behalf of your daughter, on behalf of my daughters, on behalf of all children and all innocent victims out there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You as well. We'll be right back with more of your top stories.